And the Coal Train returns after a brief pit stop, and now this is part 2. Let's just get things rolling with the band's 5th album, We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy. Released in 2005 through Mojo and Jive and produced by only Aaron Barrett this time, there are a couple of changes. For example, they technically didn't have a proper drum at the time, so they only really have a session drummer in Justin Ferreira. They also brought in a new trumpet player by the name of John Christensen, and the album would also be the band's last one under the Mojo and Jive banner, as there were some problems. Mostly there was the fact that the company didn't do a whole lot to promote the album itself, leading it to become a bit less successful than the previous stuff. Also, the album actually has my first Real Big Fish song in Don't Start a Band. I loved the song when I first heard it, and I thought it was a good conveying of the band's main theme of the music industry and how it can screw you over if you're not careful with it. It balanced the band's usual sense of humour with a really good serious message. The only problem is that tone is a bit more imbalanced on this album. It's weird combining more aggressive singing and much darker lyrical themes with surprisingly catchy instrumental work and some awesome guitar solos. There are also some cover songs, let's go over those. This time around they cover We Hate It When Our Friends Become Successful by Morrissey, Talking About a Revolution by Tracy Chapman, and Story of My Life by Social Distortion. Another strange fact is in the album's closer titled Your Guts, in brackets I Hate Them, it ends after just over 2 minutes and then there's a bunch of random sounds and screams that play along with a hidden message that you can only hear when it's played backwards. The message is as follows. I love this band. This is my favourite band. I love Real Big Fish. Real Big Fish is awesome. Where was I? Oh, sorry, no. I love this band. This is my favourite band. I love Real Big Fish. Real Big Fish is my favourite band. I love the song. This is a great song. I feel good when I listen to this song. Sorry for fucking up there, by the way. I will buy Real Big Fish merchandise. I need Real Big Fish merchandise. I feel good when I buy Real Big Fish merchandise. I love this band. I want to tell everyone I know about this band. I love Real Big Fish. Real Big Fish is my favourite band. I love this album so much I want to buy it again. Real Big Fish is my favourite band. I want to buy all my friends a Real Big Fish album. I love Real Big Fish. I love this band. This is my favourite band. And then it just repeats after that until the hidden track titled You're Going to Die plays at 9:49 minutes. So despite Your Guts I Hate Them being listed as 15 minutes long, it only has 2 minutes of actual song, then a bunch of random rambling shit happens, and then another song plays. I really don't know how to feel about this, it's just really weird. It's not even executive meddling. Sorry about that. A bunch of weird stuff happened on my Facebook. Yeah, it's not even executive meddling, but rather the fact that the negative energy caused by the behind-the-scenes stuff has a much bigger impact on the album itself, and the weird imbalance of tone is just offsetting to me. Like, if Real Big Fish want to be pissed off, let them be pissed off. Don't have them try to sound sarcastic and backhanded about it, because whilst that did pay off before, it really doesn't on this album. Aaron doesn't do bad on production, and his guitar and vocals are still great, but his lyrics are a little bit repetitive and make him sound sort of petulant from time to time. Matt's bass work is really good with sweet grooves, and the brass section isn't too bad, but it's not shown often enough on the album, in my opinion. And the drumming is also kind of drowned out. Having said that, so is Matt's bass work. It's weird, and it's just not good. Standout songs include The Bad Guy, One Hit Wonderful, Say Goodbye, Turn the Radio Off, and my favourite in Don't Start a Band. And yes, bonus fact, Aaron did originally have an idea to have a song on each album named after the title of the previous one. It didn't really work except on the second album, it doesn't work here since their last album was Cheer Up and not Turn the Radio Off. Also, there was like a lot of opportunities to end the album and they really didn't take them. Anyway, We're Not Happy is catchy enough, but it's drowned out by some really bad overproduction, repetitiveness, and just this horrible imbalance of tones. I can't recommend this one, I don't like it. Next up is their 6th album, Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps for Free. I wonder what song inspired the title of this one then. Anyway, it was released in 2003 Rock Ridge Records and was produced by Aaron Barrett, again. Also due to the title, it is a 2-part album with part 1 being called Monkeys and part 2 being called Chimps. Monkeys has 10 original songs and Chimps has 6 re-recorded songs from previous albums and 1 new one in the album's official closer, titled Cannibal. Also, the lineup is pretty much unchanged with the exception of a new drummer named Rylan Steen, and also, there's a cover song. It's only the one though. The cover is Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins. Boy, Real Big Fish sure know how to pick their covers, don't they? Also, the song Everybody's Drunk on the album has a melody of Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It, by which I mean the singer part of the song that sounds like it, more specifically the famous shouty part of all the band members. It just sounds really cool in my opinion. Anyway, the album really harks back to their first three outings of being just straight up fun and funny, but before I speak more, I will bring up something I don't usually bring up on this show, but this was so funny to me that I could not mention it. So there was some additional personnel, as there has been on pretty much every album I've covered, not just in this, but in every episode I've done. But these ones are a little bit different. First of all, on the new edition of I'm Her Man re-recording for the album, we have a woman named Molly Barrett, who I believe is Aaron's wife, who plays a Southern belle, saying the line of their guitar style fighting over little old me. The they in this case refers to Aaron, a dude named Brian Clem, who also provides additional coasting on the track Another Refuse song, with a dude named David Irish also providing some stars as well. Where was I? Sorry, I keep forgetting when I pause and pause it. Yeah, a dude named David Irish provides some stars. Captain Morgan, the beer company, was created for yeah, Captain Morgan, the beer company, was credited for shits and giggles as an inspiration for the song Everybody's Drunk. And lastly, a woman named Kirsten Stevens provides a rape whistle in that same song. It really shouldn't be as funny as it is, but it is. This album makes me happy because it's what the band needed. They needed to be a bit stupid again. After 2 albums of balancing the serious stuff with comedy and one album that took it way too seriously, they needed something just absolutely fucking stupid. And that's what Monkeys and Chimps is. It's just dumb, hilarious fun. In fact, I think that this album might be their funniest. It also benefits from being one of their shorter works. Sure, it's just over 57 minutes long, whilst When I'm Happy was just slightly under an hour, but Real Big Fish are a band that are known for putting out long albums, and they definitely sound better when they're filling that time in the right way. It's nice to hear the band sound like they're actually enjoying themselves, and it's a crucial component of their sound, I think. Sure, the subject matter is more of the same stuff, but when it's told in such a funny way, you really can't complain too much about it. Aaron's vocals sound a lot better, bringing across the usual messages of partying, drinking, and relationships across quite well. Also, his production has stepped up, even though he has fewer guitar solos, he still has a good showing on the axe. Matt's last studio album appearance with the band isn't wasted, and he shows some good riffs and timing on bass. Ryland's first drumming appearance is a welcome one with really good timing, speed, and really nice combos. Pardon me. And the brass section continues to keep things lively, even with it being Scott's last appearance on an RBF album. But yeah, they do a really, really good job. Standard songs include Cannibal, Live Your Dream, Please Don't Tell Her I Have a Girlfriend, Another Refuse song, and my favourite, And Everybody's Drunk. Monkeys and Chimps is just a straight up switch off your brain and listen to it for fun type of album. It'll make you laugh and maybe even you'll think a little bit. No, you won't. But it is just great and I can't recommend it. It's a hilarious album. And finally, we reached their 8th studio album in Candy Coated Fury. Yeah, the 7th one was the covers one, which I mentioned in the intro part 1. Anyway, released in 2012 through Rock Ridge and again produced by Aaron Barrett, this album does have some changes in terms of lineup. Steen, Reagan Christensen, and of course Aaron are all still there, but with the induction of new bassist Derek Gibbs and new alto sax / baritone sax / organ player Matt Appleton. There are also 2 cover songs, even though they're not really listed on the main thing. The first is Don't Let Me Down Gently by British band The Wonder Stuff, and the other is The Closer and The Promise, originally by a band called When in Rome. Lastly, the song Don't Stop Skankin' is listed as being 4 minutes long, but it's actually just under 2:45, with a hidden song titled Rudy playing immediately after, filling out the remaining 1 minute and 15 seconds. And also, because I really like to pad things out in the show, there are some guest musicians again. Okay, well, it's more like additional personnel. For those wondering why I didn't bring them up, it's mostly because they're just listed as additional and not guest people. For example, a dude named Cooley Ranks has appeared on many of RBF's albums, if not all of them, before this, and I really never mentioned him. Also, Layla Khan from the band Sonic Boom 6 did also appear on Monkeys and Chimps. Brian Clem makes another appearance, providing additional vocals on the song Your Girlfriend Sucks. And lastly, Julie Stoyer co-sings on the song I Know You Too Well to Like You Anymore. And before I carry on with the album itself, I kind of want to focus on that song. The back and forth between Sawyer and Barrett is very reminiscent of the Christmas song Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues, and if you've never listened to that, I recommend you do, it's amazing. Back and forth messages of hilarity, a bittersweet tone to everything, brilliant insults. Seriously, the only thing missing is any melodies reminiscent of the Pogues song. Yeah. Honestly, listen to that song and then listen to I Know You and see for yourself the similarities between the back and forth. Anyway, yeah, the album itself is your usual fare for Real Big Fish, catchy, fun, much funnier and very funny. And in terms of tone for this album, it's very much like Cheer Up and has a more balanced tone of seriousness and funniness. This time around, though, the instrumental work seems a bit more somber when it needs to be, and it pays off well. It's just a bit better. I guess a good representation of that is on the cover, which shows a rather cute-looking cartoon rabbit and cat, only the rabbit has a bottle of whiskey and the cat has a gun, and they're walking through some fire in the backdrop of a city. So that's a thing. Anyway, it's a good mix of stuff and continues the experimentation trend that I failed to mention in previous albums, only toned down a bit more on here. They keep things in a much more straight line, but there are plenty enough musical changes to not make things too boring or too repetitive. Once again, it finds that balance, and it's easy to consider this album a mix of the previous two, as it's got the more serious tone of We're Not Happy and just all of the bullseye goofiness that was clear and present on Monkeys and Chimps. It's kind of like Cheer Up version 2.0, and I'm perfectly fine with that if that's what they were shooting for. If not, I'm still fine with it. Aaron's production continues to improve, his riffs and solos are great, and his vocals and lyrics about drinking, breakups, and girls are all amazingly balanced, despite being basically about the same stuff. But it's all good stuff, you know? Reagan and Christensen are awesome, and the addition of Appleton just adds more great layers to the brass section and experimentation, making for some lovely multi-solos, which really weren't on any albums before this. Derek's bass work is great for his debut album, with the band maintaining a good groove and some really good riffs and scales, and Ronald's drumming is great too, with awesome timing, patterns, and good hard-hitting work all around. Yeah, really good stuff. Standout songs include the intro track Everyone Else is an Asshole, Your Girlfriend Sucks, I Dare to Break My Heart, She's Not the End of the World, and my favourite, I Know You Too Well to Like You Anymore. Candy Coated Fury shows a much more mature Real Big Fish by showing just how amazingly immature they can be. But if a formula ain't broke, there's really no point in trying to fix it. I can recommend this one without a doubt. So that's it for Real Big Fish. Well, for now at least. If I had to pick a favourite album, I'd probably have to go with Cheer Up. It perfectly balanced the serious stuff and the funny stuff whilst remaining awesomely catchy with really great experimentation and fantastic production and really good lyrics. My least favourite is probably We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy. It just got a bit too serious from time to time with repetitive lyrics and overblown production. I wasn't really a fan of it, needless to say, even if it does contain Don't Start a Band, which is just such a good song, it really is. Anyway, that about wraps this episode up. In the next episode, I'll be covering another requested band from my friend Annie on Discord. Next time is going to be Set It Off. I'll see you all then, and Cole, thank you for requesting this episode. You're an awesome dude. I love watching the Renegades whenever I can be bothered. You're cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you. And if anyone else obviously has requests, like, let me know in the comments and such. And I'll see you all then. Take care, and thank you for listening.